the country in the past 50 years. And it stayed like that. They're telling me, Gina, you're using old pictures. Well, because you don't have any new ones to give me. Look at this. This is Samar. 26 years after, it still looks like that. Palawan, Negros, these are all Google Maps. Pogpog, Benguet. All right. Lastly, and this is, okay, I'm almost 5 minutes over. There are alternatives. Puerto Princesa. Okay? Puerto Princesa is in the island of Palawan. Therefore, it shares the same ecology. Therefore, what Puerto Princesa can achieve, surely the rest of Palawan can achieve. It has the same ecology. Yet you have this area in the island of Palawan which is booming by leaps and bounds, and it's banned mining and logging, and then you have the rest of Palawan poor. So we're taught in school to then decide by empirical evidence. All right, look at Puerto Princesa. Puerto Princesa is the only difference between Puerto Princesa and the rest of Palawan is Puerto Princesa is ruled by Mayor Hagedorn. You know, you can't order him what to do. Have you ever met Mayor Hagedorn? He might shoot you, no? No. I really like the guy. No? He's really strong, you know, he's like Duterte. In Puerto Princesa, no mining, no logging. Okay, so what did he do? He went agriculture, he went tourism, he went governance, he banned all of that. He increased his forest cover. Today, Puerto Princesa is a booming tourist destination. Just look at their figures after 18 years of Hagedorn's rule. From 50 million investments to over 10 billion. From 7 to 32 banks. From 3 to 110 hotels. From 12,000 to 500,000 tourists. From 1 flight a week to 11 flights a day. They're doing so good. ABS-CBN launched there on October 7. ABS-CBN won't launch anywhere if they can't make money. Okay? Because you need advertisers, and the fact of the biggest television, a big television network going there and setting up in Puerto Princesa means that the economy is really, really good. And they did that banning mining and logging. Okay, let me share with you my own personal experience. I have 5 projects in Puerto Princesa. I spent a total of 1,500,000 pesos, $30,000, in 5 communities. Okay, we have dolphin watching. Okay, because the dolphins, so I might as well push my projects. The dolphins and the tuna eat the same food. So the fishermen use the dolphins as spotters. So when they see dolphins, they know that tuna's there, so they go there. So you know what we did? We gave the fishermen cellular phones. And then we built them a boat. So we market it, no dolphin, no pay. So when you go on the boat, we just call up the fisherman and you say, para saan yung mga dolphins? So you go there and you know exactly where you're going to go. You don't have to look everywhere. Then when you go on the boat, you bring soy sauce and wasabi and chopsticks. And then when you go there, if you want to eat the freshest sashimi ever, then you tell the fisherman, pare, isang isda na nga. And you get it there, and then I was just shocked to find out the way they kill the fish. You know, they take the fish and it's wiggling, and they go. I was totally horrified with how they kill the fish. But then you eat sashimi there, and then they have the boat we put for them, and then I have Iwahig Firefly, which won gold last year. It's actually a penal colony. We just spent 10,000 pesos per boat and visitor center. Okay, that's snorkeling. And then that's mangrove. We put up a floating restaurant. Okay, and then the third one is Ugong Rock. This is by far the most successful project because the people there were all of the areas, the people were really, really poor. They didn't have enough money to send their kids to school. But look at the numbers. Okay, on the first year, 1,286 visitors. And I raked in 190,000 pesos. On the second year, 20,000 visitors. And I already got my investment back, 2 million pesos. On the second year, spending literally almost nothing. On the third year, 29,000 visitors, and I already have double my investment. I mean, it doesn't go to me, no? It goes to the people. And then on the fourth year, that's this year, 25,000 visitors as of April, and that's how much they're earning. This group here, they have hardly any money at all. You know how much they're earning every month, each family? 15,000 pesos. They're not even out of poverty. They're already rich by provincial standards. Okay, and then not only that, they're getting this amount of money. You know how much money they have in the bank? 400,000 pesos net, that's theirs. And so what they're doing with this money is that we're rolling it. And now, so from an initial 30 families, we're now helping 200 families. This is the way to go for this country. We're not Singapore or Hong Kong. We're 7,000 islands, and if we develop our islands, then they'll stop coming and selling in the streets of EDSA. You know, I was just today with the OTC, the Undersecretary for Planning, and we agreed that we will work together for Sibuyan. Because I really feel, you know, the problem with the islands is access. You know, you need to be able to go there. They need farm-to-market roads. We need to build up the infrastructure in the islands, and then we can tell the whole world, come to the Philippines. It's just 7,000 islands, and you go island to island to island. It's just totally breathtakingly beautiful. Okay, last one I want to show you is that this is the forested area in the country. That's the protected area, and those are mining applications. So please give me your signature. Okay, last part I got is that I told what I tell the students is like, I don't only want your signatures, I want you to go home and get everyone there to sign. And when you go on the jeepney or the bus, I want you to get everyone to sign. And when you go to church, after the priest says his homily, you have to tap your shoulders and say, Father, can I say something also? Okay, so and then I understand that this one student that has never even seen Palawan, and she was a junior in college. She was so moved, she went out, and she and her friend single-handedly got 30,000 signatures. That's the way this country is going to run when people care enough to do something about it. So in the last, I'm just going to show that, okay, I just want to show you the work we're doing. Okay, do we want to go this route or that route? I just want to show you just 1 minute.
Kayo ang boss ko. Kaya hindi maaaring hindi ako makinig sa mga utos ninyo.
1 million and still counting.
That's the fishermen of Romblon. That's all the mayors. Okay, that's in the Visayas. That's in Samar. That's in Mindanao. That's Ateneo de Davao. Okay, then this is Palawan. This is Palawan. PSU. That's the nuns. That's WPU. It's in Palawan. That's Puerto Princesa. 86% of Puerto Princesa sign. That's Holy Trinity.
Is our weapon of change.
Okay, that's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, you're such a good audience.
Thank you very much, Gina. Well, this session I thought I'd just remind you is called Working Together. And Gina and I didn't talk about how she was going to end this. But I thought that was such a fitting way to end a session called Working Together. Because it will take working together to stop the mines. Really, honestly. But anyway, also let me remind you, when we talk about corporate social responsibility, earlier we had said, hindi lang ang CSR, but really we've moved the idea of creating shared value. And so we thought this session is not some two NGO persons talking about why mines should not exist. It is also people telling us that we could recreate shared value in ways in which everyone shares in the value. That there is neither you lose and I win. But today I thought that this session has really developed into a discussion. And really the country is in a very bad discussion. It's a hot discussion of what really is shared value and who bears the burden of carrying the cost of creating value for some others. And I thought that maybe the signatures will count, Gina. Let me now open the session and open to the rest who have been all making, yeah, now you say it, but with one note that please, they're covering this, so if you could kindly identify yourselves before you take on any question or comment you'd like to make. May I? Anyone? After the O and yeah?
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Abunju from Lapu-Lapu, it's easier said than done to give employment opportunities. Anyway, Gina has done it, but how many like Gina are there? So Palawan will remain in the rest of the country. It's not enough unless the government or the whole private sector will do what Gina is doing.
Which is what I want. If I can show that by if I can show that by ecotourism and agriculture, we're able to eradicate poverty in 2 years in a sustainable way, then it's a very big, strong message. Like if in an island like Sibuyan, we change and make that island, and where it benefits not only the island, but even the national coffers as well. Then it's a big, strong message, because right now, the mining doesn't give much anyway to the national coffers. And as you see, it doesn't do anything even for the people inside the sector. So there's no empirical evidence to act as a reason why we should continue this economic trend. Islands is really not good. Why don't you just do tourism na lang?
So that the alternatives that you are giving and starting will prosper.
Thank you. Woo! We've got a conversion here. Let's clap. When he stood up, I would say, I think he's a miner. And then Kathy said, but he's actually really nice.
I was saying alternative sources of income, not mining.
One thing, I'm really glad that this has sort of turned into a bit of a discussion about mining and development, because this is where it's at right now. Coming from Canada, huge mining exporting country, right? 75% of the mining companies around the world are registered in Canada. So Canada cares a lot about promoting mining around the world. And yeah, well, this is what we're up against. And it's only recently that the mining industry has started to promote itself as not a mining industry, not resource exploitation, not digging. As one miner once said, we don't dig gold, we dig money. No, they don't want to talk about that anymore. Now what they want to talk about is the fact that they're actually a development agency. And they actually want to access development funds from official development funds for development projects, because they're now promoting themselves as development, as development. And I think it's it's a very tricky place to put themselves in. There's a lot of big development NGOs that are now partnering with mining companies, like World Vision, Plan Canada, Care Canada. They're partnering with mining companies now because they're saying, we're partners for development. And we really have to question that. But how is it possible that the Canadian government, for example, can influence development programs in countries like the Philippines, Peru, all over the world? How does that happen? Because and I don't wanna get too deeply into this, but in the aid world, there's been a long debate about whether, who should decide what development projects a country should have, right?